Good morning. Starting our day off up on top of a planter here. So I'm going to try and get this implement receiver mast installed. I think I'm going to try and use it. I got to find the right wire harness, but it ain't going to hurt anything if it's installed and I don't use it. So we might as well put it on there. All right, there's that. I gotta get that bolt pushed in the rest of the way yet. I might need a hammer to tap it, but there's pre-drilled holes in that for this, so that should work. I need the plate for the top, and then all we gotta do is connect the wire harness, come down there, and I believe it's right back there. It's not hard. I found it yesterday when I was looking. We got our float valve put back together. I had kind of left it soaking clean overnight. It works this way, and then when that float would pull it up, but it's still seeping, it's not sealing it off completely, and that will overflow a tank. Granted, slowly. It's probably better than it was. It's a $60 valve though. I can probably afford a new one. Dad said this one's probably 30 years old, so I think we're just gonna buy one. We are getting a little bit of rain here this morning. It's going to move through fairly quickly. Looks like it's going to be a pretty light total. So that's good, and then it's going to clear off and be sort of nice the next couple of days, which is good. But we're going to spend a little time here this morning down in the seed warehouse. Let's start treating some beans for our farm. It'd be a good idea. All right, I have a plan for the day. Most of these are going to be our beans. I have one customer that I'm going to treat some stuff for as well. He's got 3.5 boxes. I've got Xander over there dumping 20 paper bags into a box for me because we needed, this guy needed 60 of a variety, not 80. And so I said, sure, I'll dump them into a box and then I can treat them. And he's going to add the heads up to his for some white mold control. So we're going to use that. Actually, we're going to use that on all of the beans today, so we're going to need to mix up a bunch. We're also going to use quite a bit of Saltro up today. So we got 4 varieties we're going to treat, and we'll see if we can get through them all. Let's see, we got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 25 and 8s, 33 boxes. I don't know if we're going to get there today. Oh, yeah, we should. It would be nicer if I didn't have to work around these yet, but this is tomorrow's delivery for the most part, so it is what it is. Our heads up comes in these little gold packets, dry powdered form. You can get a liquid ready to treat version, but I get the dry because it's cheaper. Put it in our little heads up shaker bottle here, and we get it all mixed into there, and then we dilute it out. We need 100 ounces of total solution per packet. That'll treat 400 units. All right, we've got our heads up in there. No inoculant in it yet because we got these first 4 boxes that are getting no inoculant with the heads up only, and we'll add the inoculant after that. We've got Apex in there enough to do what we've got going or doing with no Saltro, and then we'll have to mix up a batch with Saltro. This was a new keg we just tapped this morning, and so I measured out exactly what I needed in there, and then I knew exactly what was left in there, so I added the appropriate amount of our free flow, the polymer, for the rest of that keg. We'll use that with our Saltro, so it is mixing. So that's good, and I think we need to calibrate the heads up tank because we have not used heads up by itself yet this year. We haven't used it at all, but we need to make sure that our pump calibration is correct for that. Looks like a little over 12.5, not quite 13, which is exactly what it says. However, we have a problem. 12.65, so our ratio is good. Problem is it was only supposed to pump 8.5, which means that we cannot turn our pump slow enough. That's as low as it goes, and that's too much. So I need to dilute that out a little bit. I was hoping to avoid that, but we're going to have to dilute it out. So we put 100 ounces of water in there. If I add 50, that's 50% dilution. We just need to up our rate by 50%. That should work. I got the 4 boxes, or 3.5, I guess, done with just the heads up and Apex. So now we're adding in inoculant. We've got a couple boxes with no Saltro, but inoculant heads up and Apex. Because I added that inoculant into our heads up we got to recalibrate because now it's a different mixture. Going to pump a little bit different. Shouldn't really be any different, but we're going to calibrate anyway. And then we'll run our 2 boxes through, and then we've got to mix up our Saltro, but our Apex tank should be empty at that point. Oh boy, my head hurts from all the math. Okay, we are treating some extremely expensive soybeans right now. We are putting on Cruiser Max Apex. That is a combination of fungicides and an insecticide to protect against seedling diseases, insects, bugs that will feed directly on the seed, insects that would feed on the young soybean plants. Okay. Saltro. Saltro is an additional fungicide, protects against soybean cyst nematode and also sudden death syndrome. 3, we are putting on our Heads Up. Heads Up is it's actually a biological product, a plant defense mechanism to help protect against white mold, SDS, several other things. Primary use for me is white mold. 4, inoculant, our Exceed 500 XR. That is a soybean inoculant, a biological that is there to colonize the roots and form nodules that fix atmospheric nitrogen, provide it to the plant. All 4 of those things combined. We are also adding in our Free Flow, which is our polymer to help everything stick better, cover better, and to dust off less. So, we have a lot going on in the tank here. We're going to do 21 boxes with this combination, and I cannot get it all into one of my mix tanks. So we put in enough for about 5 boxes, and then we should be able to get most of, if not all of the rest in there after that. The Apex and the Free Flow are already combined in our tote, or our keg. We just have to add the appropriate amount of Saltro for whatever we put in there. That goes in that tank. Our Heads Up and inoculant is in this tank. We really need 0 water because of how much other liquid we're putting on. But yeah, it's going on. We're coating the beans. These are a reasonably good seed size, so there's room on the beans for them. When we get to some of the smaller seed sizes, they're going to come out pretty wet, I imagine. Look at this. I found a back wall. It's the first time we've seen a wall behind a bean row in a long time. That's all I need, so there's just 2 boxes left of that variety. My treatment tank ran empty, so we're going to refill it. This is going to drain this keg that we had pre-mixed. And then we need to add 3 gallons of Saltro. I have one right there. I already dumped one in. That pitcher right there on the ground that I could easily kick over is about $2,000 worth of product. 1 gallon. About $2,000 a gallon. We're at a pretty good stopping point here between varieties, and so we're going to stop for lunch and come back. We'll probably clean up the ones that we've already got done, get them out of the way, and then we'll start in with this next run. There's 5 of this, and then we've got 8 of the 2.3s that are over there, and I think we're going to do some 2.6s, maybe? Yeah, just 2 boxes of the 2.6s, but a couple of those, so that's this afternoon's plan. I was hoping to get some errands run today because it was going to be a rainy day. That's not going to happen. It's all right. This is kind of more important. I need a haircut, but I don't need a haircut worse than the beans need treated, so we'll treat the beans. I also have a couple more papers that I need to drop off to my tax guy. That's deadline's coming fast. I should probably try and get that done, but that's okay. I told him I had them, so if they have questions, they can call me. I'm back from lunch. Xander's putting lids on. I'm treating the next one. These are a much smaller seed size, and we got all that chemical going on. I turned my water off completely. We're still putting on 10.7 ounces per hundredweight. That's a lot. Target is 6 to 8, and we're at 10.7. And I have smaller beans yet, and it's going to be worse. They look okay. Coverage is great, which you expect. What I'm worried about is them setting up in the box and not coming out. I've got a meeting down at the farm. We got to sign some papers on some stuff. Apparently, I don't know. Dad came down a while ago and said, "Hey, we got a guy coming at 1:30." Okay. So I'm going to let Xander run this for a little bit. I walked him through it, watched him make around. He's capable, as long as we don't run out of chemical or anything. And I told him, don't worry about mixing stuff. I'll take care of that when I get back. But, yeah, we're going to do this, and he can keep things moving a little bit. I am back. Xander did a good job. We ran out of inoculant on his run, so there's 2 more boxes left, just a little bit of one when it ran out. No big deal. I mixed up enough to do the rest of what we're going to do today. Should be be enough for 8 more boxes. We are going to run out of our Apex and Saltro. We'll have to mix up a little bit more of that. But yeah, one more box of this variety, and then I need to dig out some of the 2.6s. Alright, these 2 boxes that we're going to do here are the last ones we're getting with Saltro. But these are the super tiny seed size. They're 3,600 seeds per pound, so they're going to come out super wet. I turned our flow down to 500 pounds a minute instead of 800. Just trying to not put so many through at once, give them a little bit more of a chance to dry. And plus, I don't know if our pumps could pump fast enough with the higher flow rate. Yeah, we're about maxed out now. About 54 ounces per minute is the most the pump will do, so I don't think we can do them faster if we wanted to. I'm going to let these dry for a little while, but they came out really wet. A little puddling, some high spots and low spots. Shouldn't matter in the grand scheme of things, but yeah, they definitely came out wet. Hopefully they break apart okay. We'll let them air out for a little while and then I'll dig into them, but I'm not ready to do that yet. All right, we are on to the ones without Saltro, so we're putting less chemical on now, so they shouldn't be as wet coming out. Still not putting any water on. We're gonna do 4 boxes of these. We are still using the heads up and inoculant. Well, let's see if these have dried out enough I can grab a sample out of here. They're still sort of tacky. We're gonna wait, let them air out more. Okay, well there's a 1,300 unit day. That's a good run. That's 2/3 of our beans plus some for a neighbor or a customer. That's good. We're definitely getting our pile moved back. All of the ones laying out here, the 8 stacked up too high right there, are all ours going down to the farm, so we might start working on that here. We might not. And these are all customers that are going out. Well, I'm not really done with the drone stuff, but I don't have time to do it right now. The weather's not cooperating real good, and I need the trailer for seeds, so we disassembled, took all this stuff off. It takes 5 minutes. It's not a big deal. We're going to go load some seed up. It's all going over here. I got to go look and see where we're going to put this. Dad ran out of lumber for his wood shop, the old pig barn out there, the hip roof barn that he's been doing real restudding the south wall. He used up more than he thought he was going to, so now he's got to plane more boards so he can do more. Right there, that's where this seed's going to go. I'm going to move that truck and put it right there, and then I think we'll be okay. Well, I had to take Rylan to a baseball scrimmage here tonight. I let Xander move some beans. He got some of the ones that were over there. We got a few more over here that need to move down to the farm, so we'll work on that in the morning. And then we got another seed delivery and stuff to do, and some people coming to pick up some seed and stuff. It's a Saturday. I'm not going to film any of it, but yeah, have a great weekend. Thanks for watching this one. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. We'll see you guys next week.